Following the Star Wars Zero Company announcement earlier this week, there was a panel last night going over some more details of the game. The full panel was about half an hour and included some information about the story for the game, customization, as well as touching on the galaxy map. We know the game will be a turn-based tactics game similar to things like XCOM or Gears Tactics in the past, particularly given that BitReactor was founded by former Firaxis employees who made XCOM. But there wasn't too much new information about the gameplay on tactical missions. There was a lot of focus on covering the Clone Wars setting for the game, talking about how the focus of Zero Company will be on some emerging threat. It seems like this will probably be within the Separatists, but they were talking about how some of the characters came from Separatist backgrounds, so it doesn't seem like you are going to be strictly working for the Republic in a direct capacity at all times. There's a clone trooper with you, Trick, as well as your main character, Hawks, being a former Republic officer, but he's a disgraced former Republic officer, so there doesn't seem to be this same direct affiliation. For example, another of the pre-created characters that's part of the game is Luco, who's an Umbaran who doesn't like the Republic still, although I called him an Arcanian when I was watching the prior video, so I was wrong about that. I'd completely forgotten about the Umbaran power armor from the Clone Wars. The images and footage we've seen of fighting enemies does mostly include fighting droids, so it's probably still a safer bet to say you're exclusively going to be fighting against the CIS. But we did get a good amount of information about how building your team works, or not necessarily how you get new characters, but what form the new characters could take. So there are these pre-designed characters, the main characters that are being added by the developers, but they also mentioned that there will be a lot of opportunities to make your own custom team. The option of having a full Astromech team came up, and that seems like a fun challenge playthrough to try at some point. You can fully customize the voice and appearance of Hawks, the main character, but I don't know if that also applies to the other pre-designed characters. But something that I always talk about with the TV shows is how many aliens are present, and they actually talked about wanting a lot of aliens present a lot in the panel, so they get extra points from me for that. Your home base, where you'll be organizing your squad, choosing loadouts, and socializing with all the characters, is on Kafrene, but we did get a look at the galactic map and some of the planets that will be present in the game. They mentioned this being the biggest Star Wars map in any Star Wars game they've worked on, so I was assuming they were just talking about comparisons to like Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor or whatever. While we only see 4 active planets on this shot, if you look around, there are a lot of little planet pips. So if all of those are active locations in the game, then it probably does exceed the likes of Rebellion and Empire at War just in terms of sheer planet count. That doesn't mean they'll all be locations you can physically go to. It seems like only a subset will be available for missions. But they did show a couple other planets that will be pretty safe bets that you'll actually be able to play on, including locations from the Bad Batch and from Kenobi. I'm really excited to have more Star Wars offerings coming, so I'm really excited for this. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments. Thank you for watching. I'll leave a link to the announcement trailer in the description, just in case you haven't seen that yet, but I hope to see you next time.